friends. Oh, sorry, got flour on my nose. This is Silver over at Egg Feathers Homestead. Good morning to you. If you're new here, my husband and I have 8 kids, and we live on a small acreage in pretty much smack dab in the middle of Iowa. We raise animals and food, and we homeschool, we home life, we do a whole lot of things. And well, today I thought I'd pop on and explain why I've been gone for so long. As those of you who already watch my channel know, we've been dealing with a lot of personal issues here for a while. My husband, Michael, had a really bad stroke last fall, and we honestly thought we were going to lose him at the time. We brought him home from intensive care, and we decided to ditch traditional and embrace alternative, and we recovered him really pretty well. He was doing really good. Unfortunately, the medical system refused to give him further treatment if he was not on medications they wanted him to be on, even though those are the ones he almost died on. So he agreed to go back on to try to get better. Unfortunately, it very quickly led to a negative cascade of events that caused another severe stroke on the medications that are supposed to prevent them. Okay, yeah, that worked really well. So, in the middle of March, he had this other stroke. He was doing really good, but again, right back on the medications that caused it the first time. And you know, it's everybody walks the path that they choose, and it's not being difficult or belligerent or any such thing. It's just you try and do the best that you can, and you trust the doctors. And please don't get me wrong, I have doctor friends. I was in the medical field. Doctors, nurses, they have their time and their place. Unfortunately, in our society, nobody wants to find why. Everybody just wants to say, take this pill. We're going to treat your symptoms, and we really don't care what's causing it. Well, we don't know. So we're just going to go ahead and give you pills. And when those pills make you sick, we'll give you more pills to counteract that. And so on and so forth until you're on 10 pills and they say, oh, sorry, don't know why you died. No long-term studies have been shown on multiple medications being taken at the same time, so it makes it rather difficult. So anyway, now here we are again at square one, and I apologize, you're going to hear my daughter in the background because she's trying to get the toddler back where she belongs. She has a mind of her own. She's fiercely independent. So, that's always fun. I love my children. I think it's funny when they're at this stage and they're exploring their independence. Anyway, so here we are at square one on the road to recovery. This time it's going to be more difficult, frankly. It affected the brain in a much different way. So, through the praying sort, please pray for our family. We're doing our very best with what we have on hand, and we've agreed that we're going to move forward differently, and we're going to stay on that different, because you get to a point in life where it's quality of life versus quantity of life, and we're looking for the best quality that there is at this point. So, moving on from that, that's really why I've been gone. I've had good intentions of filming every day. You know what I'm doing if you watch my channel. And you know, life happens. We have a couple of new goat kids on the farm. We have a bunch of new chicks, and we won't even talk about that whole thing. But you know, I don't think anybody wants to talk about how many chickens they have, because you never know if the government going to come take them, right? Anyway, we have some poultry. We actually got a brooder, so we're going to learn how to hatch our own eggs. I'm excited about that. And then the garden's about to go in. And I don't know, if you know me in real life, you know that I go on tangents and I rant. So today is a rant video. I apologize. If you're here to learn how to cook something, you should probably just leave, because really I'm just ranting today. Something bothered me a couple weeks ago. I was watching a big YouTube channel on homesteading, and the person mentioned, Well, there's a lot of homesteaders out there, but I don't recommend them if they're new, if they don't have experience. Well, guess what, honey? A lot of us are learning, and it's very condescending. Unfortunately, a lot of the homesteading channels that I've been seeing, like this one and several like it, they throw a bunch of money at it up front, and they do ads, and they get sponsorships, and then they do videos saying, "Oh, learn how to freeze dry this food," which they were hand given a freeze dryer, so they didn't have to pay a cent into it. And these people are claiming to be living the life. Well, yeah, all of us are. And whether you're a seasoned homesteader or beginning, we can all learn from each other. So I think that maybe it just rubbed me the wrong way, but I'm sorry. Just because you're new does not mean that you don't know anything. So I say, watch all the channels. Learn from everybody. There's something that you may learn from me that you won't learn from somebody else. There's something that I'm going to learn from somebody else. Who knows? Are they somebody who's been doing it for years? Maybe not. Maybe they're a better homesteader than the person. Okay, I'm back. Got some flour in my gullet. But I don't know. Something about that just really rubbed me the wrong way. I understand kind of what they're trying to get at, but on the other hand, just because you don't have sponsorships, just because you don't get free equipment to trial, that doesn't mean that you're any less of a homesteader than somebody who's obviously in it for pay. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Hey, it's fine with me. But my point is, it's very condescending, and that's not how we help each other grow. So I'm about helping each other grow, building each other up. So that kind of just was disappointing, because that felt like a real tearing down. And I don't know, maybe that's just me. I'm still subscribed to that channel because there's a lot of useful knowledge there, but hopefully they'll change their attitude. Anyway, so my last video, I was talking about get prepared, get what you need. Well, the world's finally waking up. It's no mystery anymore. We have all of these mysterious food processing plant fires, right? We have war, we have famine coming, we have worse wheat crops. A friend of mine reached out and said, "Hey, where can I get wheat berries? Because everywhere is saying sold out, unavailable." And I pointed them to Azure Standard, because right now that's the only place I can find that's not my local wheat growing place that is still offering them, at least for a reasonable price. I'm sure you could probably go to a big box website and find something. But this drives home what so many of us have been saying. The time for blissful ignorance is past. Nobody's going to scoop you up and save you. I mean, there's only so much warning and so many things that we can do. At some point, people have to wake up, because it's going to come to a point where somebody has a lot of kids, or somebody has elderly or whatever, and they're going to come to your door and they're going to want what you have. So it's important to make sure that you have enough. If you choose to share and you want to be a good neighbor, that's fine, but you better make sure you take care of you first. You have to actually have those goods if you want to be in that position. Okay. Sorry about that, I'm counting. So that struck me here recently. And I've also been struck with the fact that I've been taking a lot for granted. So I grew up in Alaska, the backwoods of Alaska. And hi, Mom. I'm assuming you're going to watch this, so I'll just say hi now. My mom's name is Lisette, and she worked really hard to teach us kids to be self-sufficient. She would point out the medicinal herbs in the area. She would point out things that were edible. We'd be digging up weird looking lilies that had looks like rice grain rhizomes. She taught us what valerian was, all those different things. We didn't have the luxury of going to the doctor in backwoods Alaska, so it was normally some nasty tincture or potion that Mom would give you to make you feel better. And that really molded my mindset. And wherever I go now, even if it's just on a casual walk in the woods, I'm looking for what's edible, for what's medicinal. And that's something that we should all learn. I mean, We are very spoiled in our nation, and we're complacent. We just expect that the medical system's always going to be there, that nothing could go wrong. Well, when you have big superpowers who are power playing, and those superpowers happen to manufacture a large portion of the pharmaceutical goods in our world, you could see where there might be an issue if they didn't like sanctions that you were imposing on other countries that they're allied with. You know what I mean? Like, something to keep in mind. So that's why for us, we're on this path of learning and utilizing natural remedies. I really enjoy watching the channel Rain Country. She explains things very well. I like reading research. I like understanding why something works. That's a really good channel that I've been enjoying a lot, because it's important to have a backup. You don't want to be in a position where you have a loved one who needs something, you can't possibly find that pharmaceutical, and you're stuck. I know, to me, big blood thinners are a big one on my mind, because, well, obviously when you're talking about strokes and stuff, that's a big one. And yeah, what happens when you have a stroke on blood thinners? Twice. But every doctor that I've talked to denies that there could ever be a failure in pharmaceuticals. They actually get angry. It's really funny. I've fought so many battles over this last month. They get angry. I mean, it's funny because it's like right on the drug manufacturer's box, but they don't want to believe that it could be the drugs. So they blame the patient. The patient must be wrong. The patient must have taken it wrong. The patient just has bad genes, whatever the case might be. I'm very sad that the field that I worked in for so long has gone where it's going. I feel like what's happened in the past 2 years has really made people jaded, and that's sad. Anyway, I will be doing a lot of videos on this stuff coming up. And am I a homesteader who's been doing this forever? No. Have I lived this kind of lifestyle for the last 40 years? Okay, well, I'm 41, but, you know, when you're a baby, it doesn't count, right? Yeah, I have. And I've always made a point of it, whether I'm living in a townhouse or whether I'm out in the country. Knowing how to make your food, knowing how to make your own medicine, just knowing how to do life is important. And when we start really getting away from that and we're relying on the system for everything, and the system fails us, there's a lot of people going to be hurting. A lot of people like my friend who are reaching out saying, what do? I don't know what to do now. Y'all should be listening. That's what you need to do. You get things while you can get them. You find the bargains. You find things that your family uses and needs, and you make sure you have at least a 6-month supply of those things. Put in a garden. I don't care where you live. You live in an apartment? Buy a grow light. Put it on your balcony. Hang it out your window. Figure something out. Because when you're hungry, that's nobody's problem. And that government that you may think cares about you, they aren't going to be there. Because they're busy making sure their tummies are fed. So you better believe that us useless eaters are not their top priority. Unless you want to eat bug meat. You know? I know this is a rant, but I'm trying to get people to open their eyes, and it's very hard because people don't want to believe that your government would do that to you. I don't care what party they are. They're both wings of the same freaking bird. And you know what? That bird will poop on you either way. So it's time to get away from relying on the government and build your communities. Rely on each other to get you through, because they ain't coming to save you. I'm sorry to break it to you, but if you're still feeling that way, it's time to wake up. It really is. You know, here's the red pill. You might want to take it. And that's really all I have to say on that. So I don't care what your experience level is. If you say, oh, Silver, I don't know anything about this, learn. If life is about learning. When you stop learning, you might as well just go dig your hole. Because if you believe that you know everything there is to know in the world, you're done. life is about learning. So, I will leave you with that today. Thank you so much for watching. Videos are coming. I can't promise what days, because right now my life is chaos. But there will be videos coming. I look forward to seeing you here again. If you like my content, please like and subscribe. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Bye-bye.